Like just any time? Okay. Well, my name is David Petka, and I'm the Executive Director for Caris Disability Services in the South District of Ontario. I am honored to speak to you today, though, as the Vice Chair of the Intentional Communities Consortium, which is a grassroots organization founded in 2017, beginning with 10 passionate organizations and now growing to about 70 membership organizations from across Canada, including Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Iqaluit, and of course right here in Ontario and Quebec. I'm honored today. I'm joined today by several of the members of our consortium and people with some lived experience who housing touches their lives, and they've got some things to say about that. We had a reception last night with several MPs, many MPs from across the political spectrum, and we're so honored to be here on the Hill bringing the message of affordable housing for people with developmental disabilities to the Capitol Hill. We come to our nation's capital to advocate for funding for a fundamental human right for housing. But our focus goes beyond simply providing shelter. We are equally committed to ensuring that individuals with diverse abilities have access to supportive services and opportunities for meaningful community inclusion. The ICC is working to deliver scalable, community-based housing solutions. Our members are focused on multi-unit strategies, typically 20 units or more, rather than isolated one-off projects. Through collaboration and shared learning, we aim to build intentional communities and offer safe, accessible, and dignity for people with developmental disabilities. We believe solutions exist, and we believe together we can inspire and implement creative and inclusive approaches to affordable housing. With the upcoming release of the federal budget, we see a critical opportunity to ensure that new funding envelopes are dedicated to housing for vulnerable populations. As the federal government moves towards the Build Canada Home Strategy, we urge specific steps to ensure that people with developmental disabilities are included in the outcomes of this initiative. To be clear, we do not believe our current strategies and investments have done enough to welcome people with developmental disabilities into communities where they fully belong through housing that is accessible, affordable, and supportive. While we're clear that our belief is that more must be done, we are not here just simply to point out these gaps. We are here to collaborate, to identify solutions and build cross-government and cross-sector partnerships that will truly transform how people with developmental disabilities live and belong in their communities. And to that, I will turn it over to some of those people that are directly affected by the housing strategies that we have, that we need to develop. I am pleased to be here with Ray and Sandra and Rose, and they're going to take an opportunity now to share a little bit of their experience with you.
I know everywhere will be short move to add on the behaviors as well. It will be very, very stressful situation. I have to say thanks for supporting and understanding.
Are we not?
That works. We can hear it. We hear it.
We're good.
We're good? But that's not the right.
So then come up and help.
Yeah,
Can I go on?
go ahead.
All right, so can everybody hear me? Yep. So my name is Sandra Pearlstein, and I'm not only a RENA resident, but also a RENA employee. I've been in semi-independent living resident for the past 10 years, living in the Sandy Keshin RENA residence. My parents wanted me to become more independent, and also they wanted to downsize. Since I moved into the SKR, I have definitely become more independent, being able to do things for myself, such as cooking, cleaning, and doing my own laundry. Being a RENA resident has given me the reason to look at life and its challenges in a positive way and become more optimistic about my future in the community as a person living with disabilities. I'm no longer isolated, have made friends, and participate in the activities at RENA. Also, at the receptionist at the Lou Fritman Arena residence, I've noticed how happy the residents are to live there. They've made meaningful relationships and take part in the activities that they have on a daily basis. This is impressive because it also shows that RENA has helped foster independence in a lot of residents, such as myself, and also the people that live in the residences. But as Dave said, more is needed. And with the expansion of other RENA residences that are being built, hopefully that will happen.
Thank you so much. Sorry, a little technical glitch, but Ray has some words he'd like to share with us.
Hi, my name is Ray Ellis. I represent a network of self-advocates called Our Voices Matter. Many of them gave us input for this speech. I am co-chair of the Our Voices Matter Council along with Liz McDonough. She couldn't be here today, but she helped write this speech. We are going to share some of the things that are important to us and we think should be important to you. We want to feel safe in our homes. We are uncomfortable when people we live with are aggressive. If we got to choose the people we live with, we would feel safer. We want our homes to be accessible. Sometimes we have to live in ones that are not. For example, doorways and showers may not be accessible. We need funding when our needs change as we get older, to renovate. We want to choose where we live. Some of us want to live in the country and some of us want the city. We want to live close to our families so we can visit each other. Often when we get a space in a group home, we have very little or no choice. Fire code rules can make it impossible for us to live in apartments even if that's what we would prefer. We want homes we can afford. Liz has been on the list for low-income accessible housing for 9 years. There are not enough options to meet everyone's needs. Right now Liz is living with her mom, but she says she wants to spread her wings and fly. Even low-income rent is often more than the ODSP housing allowance, so we need to also use our personal needs money. Even with the challenges, we are very grateful for having the homes we have, but there are still many people on the street that should not be allowed. Everyone deserves a home. We want community. Many of us are very lonely. We need inclusive community-based housing. It is important to have neighbors who want to get to know us. We want to have friends with and without disabilities. We belong in our communities.
Thank you, Ray.
Can you hear me? Thank you for inviting me to attend this special event. My name is Rose, and I'm a proud neurodivergent person. I don't hide who I am. I acknowledge my disabilities, but I also focus on my abilities. My goal is to be as independent as possible. The first step towards independence was to graduate from Seneca College with a social service worker diploma. With the right amount of support, I was able to succeed. After I graduated, I made finding employment my full-time mission. As a neurodivergent person, entering the competitive job market was a struggle. I applied for tons of jobs and I networked, but I did not get an interview. It felt like my efforts were going into a great void. I'm a generally happy person, and I kept busy by singing in a choir and social programming. But this job search was so frustrating. Everything changed when my mom introduced me to RENA's employment services. Their job coaching team helped me customize my resume and cover letter and practice interview skills. I landed my first ever career-related job for the receptionist position at the RENA Battle Center. The job coaching team provided on-site help so I could learn my receptionist duties. I've been working at RENA as a receptionist for over 2 years, and now I'm an independent employee. My employment has increased my self-confidence because I am a contributing member of society. I get to use my social service worker education by helping RENA individuals and staff. I hope other neurodivergent individuals can find meaningful work. And now I am ready for the next important step, learning to live as independently as possible. Accessing RENA community participation programs such as a cooking class will help me live in my own home. More programming in areas such as shopping, scheduling, and using appliances will help me live safely at home. I know I may not be able to live in my house forever, so my mom and I are being proactive. In March 2024, we filled out an application to get housing support through Developmental Services Ontario. There is such a great need for housing that my intake interview was a year and a half later. We learned that it will take a long time period before I may get housing opportunity through DSO. This past summer, we spoke with 2 RENA social workers about housing at RENA. I was excited to learn about the variety of housing that RENA has to offer, and the idea of intentional housing, which for me means I can live in a community that supports my needs. I learned that the new Frankfurt residence has some units supported by DSO. There are very long wait lists for these units. They're free for service apartments, but they are expensive, and they also have wait lists. It would be wonderful to have more units that I could afford on my salary. I know that there are so many other people out there like me who need these units. My mom and I are participating in an 11-week workshop through Partners for Planning, and our goal is to create an individualized housing plan. We hope there'll be more affordable housing options that supports this plan. I succeeded my goal of getting a paid career-related job with the help of the RENA coaching service. If RENA can provide me with the same type of support for housing, I know I can achieve my goal of living as independently as possible. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. I'm Brad Saunders. I'm the CEO of Community Living Toronto. Really pleased to be here this morning to talk about Build Canada Homes and the work that Community Living Toronto, along with other members of the Intentional Community Coalition, are looking at to improve housing opportunities for people with disabilities across the country. One of the things that makes Canada is that we care about each other. We care for each other when we need to. And we believe that the investments that have been made through the National Housing Strategy and that are about to be made with Build Canada Homes can make a significant difference for the tens of thousands of individuals with an intellectual and developmental disability living across the province, not just the province, the country. As Ray and Sandra and Rose have shared from their personal experience, what they've experienced from both living on places that are safe and affordable and get them out of a family home into a place where they can be on their own and thrive makes a difference. Our experience at Community Living Toronto, partnering with developers, partnering with other community housing organizations, we've seen a difference in people's lives moving from substandard housing that was not safe, was not affordable, was not in great neighborhoods, to places where they were new and bright and in a community where they could belong, that were affordable, less dependence on other aspects of our social care infrastructure, less dependence on healthier lives, contributing, as Rose talked about, getting employment, really becoming part of their communities. Housing is key. We believe that Build Canada Homes has an opportunity to make a difference in many people's lives, and we really challenge the federal government to consider how people with intellectual and developmental disabilities are specifically mentioned and planned for in the new infrastructure that's coming. I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank the people I presented here with today for taking the time, and we're happy to have any questions if there should be any.
Thank you.
We were so thorough. Everything is covered. Thank you very much.
Thank you. This concludes the press conference. Merci, ça conclut cette conférence de presse.